What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna check out Outlast. Somebody wanted to see how it ran on the Steam Deck, so I figured, fuck it. I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants to know how this game runs on my laptop here, and my secondary computer, and my main computer, because they've got similar setups or something like that, so figured, why the hell not? So, without wasting any more time, let's grab the cord for the capture computer and hook it on up here, and we'll see what's what. Now, seeing as though the Steam Deck had no problem with it, it should have no trouble. This should have absolutely no problems. But hey, just because it should doesn't mean it won't. So let's go find out for ourselves. Well, before we hop into the game, let's quickly look at the small amount of settings there are here. We got everything maxed out. I forgot to turn VSync on. I forgot that it's a 60 FPS game, so there's no point in turning it off. You just get screen sharing for no reason, but hey, it is what it is. So, and we're at 1080p as you can see right there. So, let's go hop on into the game now, and we'll see how the Asus G15 Advantage handles this game. Well, here we go. Literally in the beginning of the game, I turned the screen recording on as soon as it showed me a picture that wasn't just a loading screen. And it's doing pretty good in the frame times, and we're staying right at 62 FPS, but we are going to have some screen tearing. Here we are at the asylum. Alright, just skim through this real quick here. Alright, put that away. Oh wow, this is a DX9 game. Well, whatever. As long as it runs good, who cares? Obviously, it's not going to look super impressive. But not every game has to be fricking Cyberpunk. And that also means things like the Steam Deck can play games like this, no problem. So that's always a plus. I'm not gonna lie, that wolf howling almost sounded exactly like the wolves howling in Warcraft 3. But that could just be a stock wolf howl that every game company uses, you know? Alright, let's go explore the grounds just a little bit before we move on to camera here. And I definitely want to start with getting camera out in this area, because a lot of the times if I'm in a too dark of an area, which it definitely gets to be in this once you jump into the asylum, I know that from the Steam Deck videos, well, my camera loves to just defocus, because, well, I mean, why wouldn't it? There's nothing for it to focus on anymore, so it just goes, I don't know what you want me to do, it's a fucking black screen. Point me at something interesting, idiot. You know, that's pretty much the camera's idea, probably. So, that is why we're just kind of staying out here at first. Now, once I get to camera, we might go and jump in there real quick. Haven't decided yet. But so far, it's doing absolutely fine. It's using a 500 megahertz at times and 900 megabytes of VRAM. Our CPU is even just chilling at like mostly 4.5 to 4.550 megahertz. Does drop to 2400 every once in a blue moon, but we know it's not freaking overheating or anything, so I think it's just doing that because it's got nothing else better to do. It's sitting there twiddling its thumbs on a game like this, pretty much. Though I guess what did we expect if the Steam Deck could play the game flawlessly? I'm still going to do this at 1440 as well, though. I don't want those guys with the 1440p version to feel left out. No, sirree. We got a bunch of leaves blowing around. All right, well, let's crawl in here and at least look around this area, too. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're supposed to use that to go see where you're supposed to go. I obviously already knew where to go up there from the Steam Deck video, but hey, the game doesn't know that. Anyway, though, now I think it's time to move on to camera. Well, alright, guys. Let's get ourselves some camera reported gameplay. Decided to just restart because I know once I get into there from the Steam Deck video, it gets really dark in that asylum at times, and this camera and darkness do not generally mix if there's not some light somewhere for focus on. It seems to be fine until it hits YouTube, but then once that happens is it gets a little, what do you call it, blurry, which sucks. I don't like it, but what sucks is on YouTube, once YouTube's done processing, it'll add these weird, like, multicolored bands and shit going on, and I hate when that happens. So one of the best ways to do it is to keep shit well lit. And that's why I have my lights on while doing the recording. I used to not do that with my old camera. But every camera is different. Alright, we already read that. We don't have to sit there and read through that again. Grab our batteries. Batteries. Got those batteries. They're our lifeline. Batteries. Because you gotta, like, at some points once you get in there, you gotta use the camera only, and you gotta use that night vision mode he's using right there. Otherwise, you can't see your freaking hand in front of your face in some spots. Well, I'm running into a gate. I'm like, why can't I move? What the fuck? Hell yeah. Now I got some added to the notebook, so that's always good. Come over here and look at all this shit again. Kind of just walk in the same place. In fact, you know what? I think it's actually smoother when it's not hooked up to the capture computer for 1080p sometimes. That's kind of weird. It's not like anything else changed, but usually the opposite is true once we get out of 1080p. 1080p is such a weird resolution sometimes. But I only got it for the esports high refresh rate titles for the most part, but the fact that it can also do AAA gaming quite well most of the time is also quite cool for the people that are in that as well. Or that this might be their only computer, you know? But I still think this thing's got a lot of life in it, especially if you're not like always chasing those AAA titles. Because I've noticed something, a lot of AAA titles now are just horribly optimized. Like, you can't look at Redfall, Forspoken, and Gollum and stand there and tell me that those freaking games look so amazing that they should have the system requirements that they do. I'm sorry, but they're all not very impressive looking games. Yet they all kind of run like dog shit. But I would still say Gollum is the worst offender out of the three. It stutters eventually once you get out of like the first cave area. The story is boring. I was not expecting the story to be like what it was at all. And it's just like, no fun. But I still beat it. So I beat the Unholy Trinity. I beat Forspoken, Redfall, and Gollum. And no one should ever subject themselves to that torture, but I'm a glutton for punishment after all, so it is what it is. That's how you get in. See what I mean? Lights go out now. It's actually not losing focus though, so that's at least good. Maybe because I got the camera a little farther away from the blasted thing. There we go, now we can at least see. Anyway though, I think that's plenty of camera recorded gameplay, so why don't we go ahead and wrap this video on up now. Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Outlast on the Asus G15 Advantage, and it played absolutely fine. Surprisingly enough though, it seemed to actually be smoother on the laptop itself versus on the capture card, which is not how it usually is during 1440p at all. Usually 1440p is way better on external stuff, so 1080p is a weird, fickle creature on this laptop, you know? Anyway though, it still hit 60 the whole time, and that's all that really matters. The game was perfectly smooth, but it's not exactly the highest ranked game in the world. I maxed that thing out on the Steam Deck and got 60 FPS the whole time too. But that's 720p, this is 1080p, and now we're gonna go and do 1440p for the people that have 1440p version of the laptop. I don't like letting them feel left out, just like if I had the 1440p version, I wouldn't want the 1080p version people to feel left out. But I wouldn't be able to copy their 300Hz screen though, I guess in that case. Kind of works better in the verse. My 300Hz screen can easily do 165Hz too, but that's besides the point, that's neither here nor there. So that is all I got for you guys for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, cause I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.